So as you guys do know, the NBA draft is on Thursday, I believe. And today is Monday, I believe. It is Monday. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna do the NBA mock draft. And I didn't even know you could do this. I went online, I was like, let me check if you do the mock draft, like, online, instead of making like a board on like a little, like a paper or something, and you can. So a pretty cool thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to go over all 30 teams based off of my basketball knowledge, which I have some of it. I'm gonna try to, pick who I think is gonna go where and who's gonna go what and all that good stuff. Now, comment down below, let me know who is your team and who do you think is gonna go to your team, who do you think is gonna go to the other teams, all that stuff. Now, Philly just traded with Boston for the first pick. So now Philly has the first pick, Boston has the third pick. As you guys see on the screen right here, Boston says #1 still. They didn't update it, so I'm just letting you know. So I'm gonna pretend that Boston's getting the third pick and Philly is getting the first, even though it says 1 and 3. And I'm going to get started right now. So I'm doing it on my computer, by the way. So Boston says #1, but they're going #3. Now Boston does not need Markelle Fultz, does not need Lonzo Ball. They have Isaiah Thomas. They need like a small forward, no offense to Jay Crowder. But they do need to upgrade that small forward position or even a center. But I'm going to say that they're going to get Josh Jackson from Kansas. Very, very good player. Now, for #2, everybody knows Lonzo Ball is going to, or at least we think he's going to the Lakers. #3, Markelle Fultz was actually #1. Now, Phoenix, this is just based off my opinion, and because they're #4 above Sacramento, they have Eric Bledsoe, so they don't need a guard. They have a small forward, but they might need a new small forward. They have a shooting guard who's like the future of the league right now, Devin Booker. I mean, he's gonna be the future. They need a center, kinda, sorta. I think they're gonna go and select. All right, I'm just gonna go in order. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna change it up. I think they need a center, to be honest. I'm gonna say Zach Collins from Gonzaga. They need a center. He's a 7-footer as well. They have Alex Len, but to me, he's not gonna cut it. They need somebody dominant. Now, for the Kings, easy for me, I'm gonna say De'Aaron Fox. They need a point guard badly. They just need everything badly, but De'Aaron Fox is a very good player. And also, I met him at EA Play. It was really cool. He's a cool guy. He actually watches my friend's videos, also the boss's videos, so he might know me too, you know what I'm saying? That's actually really dope. Okay, now Orlando Magic. I live in Orlando, and Orlando is doo-doo. They are so bad. But they're probably gonna go pick up a guy like Jason Tatum. They need anything they can get. They have Aaron Gordon, who's a small forward, but Aaron Gordon, to me, should play like a power forward. He's kind of like a little stiff for the small forward position. Minnesota, they need a guard, like a point guard. Ricky Rubio is good, and he has really good games sometimes, but sometimes he's a little bit off. Sometimes he just can't guard like a Russell Westbrook or a Chris Paul. So I'm just gonna say Dennis Smith from NC State will go to Minnesota. Now New York, so they have a small forward, but Carmelo might leave. They need a guard. They don't need a big man. They have Porzingis, and they have Hernan Gomez, who's actually pretty good. I'm gonna go and say they pick up Jonathan Isaac from Florida State. The man is huge. He's a 6'11 small forward. Now that's like a Kevin Durant. I mean, that is a Kevin Durant size type player. 6'11", 7-foot small forward. Very agile, can move. So I believe he's going to go to New York. Especially if Carmelo does leave, which I think he might, to be honest. So that could be the spot filled for Carmelo Anthony. Now Dallas just got Nerlens Noel last year. Dirk's last year as well. They got Harrison Barnes, small forward, so they need like a shooting guard. No, Wesley Matthews they got, so they need like a guard actually. All right, they need a point guard. I'm gonna go with this guy right here, Frank Ntilikina. I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he's from France. I've seen some of his highlights, and he's been like a very good player. He seems like he can be a player that can just fit into that team right away, so we will see about that. Now the Kings, once again, they have another pick, and they need anybody they can get. I'm just gonna go and say they're gonna get a guy like maybe Harry Giles. They could go get the 7-foot power forward from Arizona, but I just feel like they're gonna go pick up a guy that's with a name, you know what I'm saying, like a Harry Giles type player. So that's 2 picks for them in the top 10. They really do need it, so we'll see what happens with them. Now Charlotte, they got a point guard. They got a small forward. They got Frank Kaminsky, don't really have a big man either, but I don't see them passing up on Malik Monk if he is available at the number 11 spot. So I'm just gonna say they're gonna select Malik Monk from Kentucky. Very good player. That man did some work in college, so I believe we're gonna go and select him. Detroit now. Detroit. On the board, there's still a lot of good players. If Malik Monk slipped to Detroit, then I believe they'll pick him. They do need a shooting guard. They probably won't pick up Luke Kennard, but they'll probably go and get a guy like Devin Mitchell. He's a little bit smaller than Luke Kennard, but he is more agile and can score the ball just a little bit better. Now, Denver, they need a big man. I see them going with a guy from Arizona right here, 6'11", or 7-footer, excuse me. Maybe put him at center. They do have Jokic, who's a beast. He had a very good season last year, so maybe a guy like this, I can't pronounce his name, will play center, and they'll have Jokic at like the power forward position. So Miami needs a small forward. They need to get, I don't know, really anybody. They have Dragic, who's a very good point guard. They have Hassan Whiteside, who's like the future of that team right now, very young and a beast center. So they need like that small forward position to create that big three. They can try to get a guy like Paul George or Gordon Hayward, but I don't know about that. So they might as well go and draft a guy like OG. Anunoby. Excuse me for botching his name. Good player right there. He might fit in. Maybe they'll start him, but depending on who they get in the offseason will depend on, you know what I'm saying, if that guy starts or not. Now, Portland needs a big man. That's all they need. They need a big man. They have a shooting guard and a point guard. They need a big man badly. We're going to go and select, I'll take Garrett Allen from Texas. Good player, 6'10", so he's a big guy, a center, a guy to get rebounds, so that will help them out. So for Chicago, it's pretty easy. They need a small forward, so the best next small forward would be all the way down here, 6'8", small forward from North Carolina in Justin Jackson. He had a good year too, so that could be a good pickup for them. Milwaukee needs a big man. That's really obvious. We're gonna go with Ike. Oh snap! It's about a storm. Ike Onigobugu. These names, man. Definitely from Africa. But yes, we're gonna go with this guy from UCLA, 6'10", 250-pound big man. It's gonna be a good pickup for them. Indiana needs a shooting guard. They have Paul George. They have Jeff Teague. They have Miles Turner. They have Monte Ellis, but he's more of a role player for me nowadays. Terrence Ferguson will go to them probably. Luke Kennard is still available on the board, but I just don't see Indiana picking him up. I see him more. We'll get to that in a little bit. Now we'll go Terrence Ferguson for the shooting guard position. Atlanta needs a big man as well. I'm gonna go with John Collins, I believe. Maybe he can play the center position. They can have Paul Millsap at the power forward position. We will see for that. Portland also needs another big man. I mean, that's all they really need. So is Harry Giles still on the board? No, he is not. I already picked him up for Sacramento. Maybe this man from Kentucky, Bam Bam, will go to Portland. And that means they'll have Bam Bam. And they would also have Jarrett Allen, two strong, hard-nosed big men. That would be crazy for them if they could do that. Now, OKC right here. This is where I see OKC picking up a guy like Luke Kennard, 6'6" shooting guard. They have a player like Russell Westbrook, who is one of the best players in the NBA, if not the best player, but he needs help around him. He has Adams, he has Oladipo, but Oladipo might leave. I don't know, maybe he's gonna stay, but he needs to pick it up, and he even could play maybe the small forward position, so Luke Kennard could go to a place like OKC. Him, Russell, Oladipo, Adams, that could be a pretty good team. Brooklyn Nets, they could take anybody, but we'll start with a power forward for them. They do have Brook Lopez. Maybe they'll build off the big men. So they have Brook Lopez. We'll go with TJ Leaf. Toronto also needs a big man. They have Jonas Valanciunas, and they also do have Serge Ibaka. But if you think about it, they have Kyle Lowry, who's an all-star. DeRozan's an all-star. They have DeMar Carroll, who they're not going to try to get rid of. So they do need like a player to maybe fit in for Serge Ibaka if he leaves, or just to have a backup role. So I'm going to go and select a guy like Ian Rabb. Why not? From California. As everybody's been hearing, Gordon Hayward has been linked to teams like Miami, and more so a team like Celtics because of the coach and stuff like that. Just in case Miami does end up getting a guy like Gordon Hayward or the Celtics, we got to get them a small forward. So we'll go with Tyler Linden from Syracuse just to fill that spot. Orlando, once again, they could use anything. We'll go with Justin Patton. Get him a big man, get him a center, Vucevic, but they need more of a dominant defensive center. Portland on the board again. Oh my gosh, who do they need? I'm gonna go with the small forward for Portland. We'll go with the SMU, Semi Ojeleye, something like that. But yeah, but I think he was like a transfer. He came from like Duke or something, but I saw him play in the tournament and he played really well. He's a very good player. SMU, I believe, didn't even make the tournament. They made like the NIT tournament, but he cooked. He did a very good job, so that's going to be a pickup for them. Brooklyn, once again, they could use anybody. We'll go with Frank Jackson. Get him a point guard. He was the best available point guard on the board, so I'll just do that for them. Lakers are on the board once again. They're going to need a player, maybe like a center, so we'll go with Tony Bradley from North Carolina. Get him the best center on the board, and he also is a 6'11", a 7-footer basically, so that will help them out. Now San Antonio's gonna need a point guard. They might get Chris Paul, but there's a chance that they don't. They also need maybe a shooting guard. They don't need a small forward or a center or a power forward. So we'll go and select, let's see, Monte Morris. We'll go and get Josh Hart. I can see Josh Hart playing on a team like that. A very good coach team, just like Villanova, very disciplined player. He could definitely fit in right there in San Antonio off the bench. Maybe even start if he can beat out a guy like Danny Green. And then for the Utah Jazz, the last pick in the first round, that's all I'm going to do. They're going to go and get, to me, I guess they're going to need a point guard. I think they have George Hill right now, but they're going to need a backup point guard, maybe even a guy to beat out George Hill. So I'm going to go for them and get this guy right here from Oklahoma State, Jawan Evans. They're going to need someone to either start or back up George Hill. So you guys see my first round of the NBA 2017 draft, and what do you guys think? Rate it down below, 1 through 10, A through D or A through E, whatever you want, A through F. I think I did pretty well, but you guys also see, I'm a Wizards fan, as you guys know. We don't even have a pick in the first round. So unless we trade for a pick, we don't even have a pick in the first round. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might cry. I'm gonna be sad for sure. But we'll see what happens. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, hit the thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications if you have not already. I need y'all to be alert to all the videos, you know what I'm saying, when they drop, so you guys can look at them and watch them first and comment first. Now, more videos like this coming soon and more vlogs coming soon. Obviously, the video games and the gameplay are coming out soon as well, so stay tuned. Your boy is back. I'm back in Atlanta for some time, so the videos are going to be dropping a lot. So see y'all soon, and I am out.